I have a major problem with organic, grass-fed, free-range meat or fucking free-range eggs. And it's not just the idea that, like, okay, well, there's no such thing as fucking humane slaughter. I get that, like, and that is an issue as well. Like, there isn't such thing as humane slaughter. But other than that, like, think about it. Think about it for a second. For that chicken to live on the land, because there's only so much land on our planet, for that cow to live on the land, it needs space. It needs, for it to be grass-fed, for it to be free-range, it needs a certain amount of space. If all this land here was dedicated to farming, well then what would become of the land? There'd be no wildlife. There'd be no hares, there'd be no wild boar, there would be no birds, there would be no mice, there would be none of these things because there'd be no foxes. Foxes are cool. Like, if the whole land becomes this, because grass-fed beef, these artificial fields that are created, this artificial grass that they're fed, that's not the way the planet's supposed to look. That's not natural. To give that cow a life, to give that chicken a life, do you know how many lives have to be lost for it? There are more horses in the US, wild horses. They're wild, okay? A wild horse. A wild horse is a beautiful, majestic creature, and more of them are kept in captivity because of fucking grass-fed organic beef. They can't be left on the land because they eat the grass, and the grass is meant for the cows. And we want the cows because we want to eat the cows. There's something messed up there. All those foxes, all those wolves, those beautiful animals, they're not allowed on the land because in our mind, we have a right to the land. The land is our land, and we have a right to what goes on the land and what lives on the land, what we plant on the land. I don't think we have a right to the land. I think we have a fucking responsibility to the land. We're smarter than that. We are responsible for this land. We don't own it. We're just supposed to fucking look after it. You know, like, I get that people buy organic and they buy free range, they buy grass fed because they like their meat and they enjoy it and they like that lifestyle. They enjoy cooking it, they enjoy eating it, they enjoy being able to go out and eat it. And by buying organic, grass-fed, humane, then it makes them feel better about their decision. It makes them feel better about their choices. And I understand that. Yes, buying a free-range chicken is better than buying a cheap fucking chicken from a factory farm. Well done. It's a little bit better. It is. But what about the wolves? What about the horses? What about the foxes? What about the birds? What about everything else? Having artificial fields with grass and cows living on them, that's not right. Like, that's not good for the planet. It's not. Think about it. It's really just good for your stomach, and it's good for the fucking organic, grass-fed, fucking humanely slaughtered industry. That's really the only thing that's really benefiting from it. You know, yes, there's less antibiotics in it. Yes, there's less animal hormones or whatever in it. It's still not good, though. It's still not ethical. I don't think it is anyway. It's not ethical. It's not moral. It's not right. You're putting yourself totally first. And if you're okay with that, fine. But don't play the, I'm doing this because it's the morally correct thing to do. Do it because you just like the fucking taste of meat. Do it for that reason. Say it's for that reason. Don't say it's because it's the morally correct thing to do, because it's fucking not, okay? The wolves, the horses, all those things would care to fucking disagree.